A few years ago, I was at my kid's school carnival. One of those little like booth games, ring toss. She got every single one on the first throw, nailed it. Like everyone around us was cheering and I'm clapping too, but inside I felt nothing. I was literally watching myself clap like I wasn't even the one doing it. I looked around at the other parents and they were in it. You could see it on their faces. And it hit me that I wasn't just numb to the bad stuff and the bad feelings like stress. I was numb to the good stuff too. I was numb to me and who I was. Here's what I didn't understand back then. When you spend years trying not to feel bad, you don't just lose the lows, you lose the highs. You lose your sense of who you are. And you've been paying for this feature a lot longer than you think. So let me show you the real cost of never letting yourself feel bad and how to start getting it back. There's a hidden tax. The winds stop landing. You know this. You get the promotion and nothing. You have a good moment with your kid and like you're there, but you're not really there. Nice dinner with your wife. Fine, but flat. You tell yourself to be grateful, but the gratitude doesn't make you feel it. It's funny, but in psychology, we talk a lot about emotional regulation. People think that means controlling your emotions, but your brain doesn't have one switch for the bad feelings and another for the good ones. It's more like a single volume knob for the whole thing. When you push down anxiety and fear, anger, sadness, day after day, you're also turning down joy and excitement and connection and meaning. You can't just numb the bad parts. You numb that whole spectrum. So every time that you pushed through stress without letting yourself feel it, every time you swallowed frustration instead of letting it run, every time you said, I'm fine, when you weren't, you taught your mind and your body one thing. We don't do feelings here. Turn it down. And it worked. You got the promotion. You got the life. You checked all of the boxes and now you're watching your own life through a window. You can see it. You just can't feel it. So how do you start changing that? Next time something good happens, just pause. Don't jump to the next task. Don't analyze it. Just stop for 30 seconds. Put your hand on your chest and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Not what you think you should feel. Not what you wish you felt. What is actually there? Tight chest, warmth. Are you feeling numb, restless, flat? Maybe it's nothing at first, and that's okay. You're not forcing a feeling. You're practicing making room for whatever's there. Good, bad, neutral. Do it every day. When your kid laughs, when your wife touches your arm, when you finish a hard workout, pause, hand on your chest, and just notice. Without trying to fix it or upgrade it, you're teaching your body that it's safe to turn towards your experience instead of always turning away from it. That's how you start getting that volume back. But that's only the first cost. It's not just the joy that you've lost access to. There's something else, the invisible loss. When you stopped feeling bad, you also stopped feeling like yourself. Back at the carnival, the scariest part wasn't that I didn't feel the joy, it's what I realized afterwards. There was a part that realized I didn't know what I actually really wanted anymore. I didn't know what mattered to me. I made decisions based on what made sense on paper, what was logical, what was responsible. But if you asked me what I actually cared about, I'd have given you some generic answer because honestly, I didn't know. That's that invisible loss. When you spend years pushing these feelings down, you lose contact with your own wants, with your values, and with what you actually desire. You lose your internal compass. You become a really efficient machine, but you stop being a person that just knows what lights you up. And getting yourself back starts with one question, once a day. What do I actually want right now? If nobody was watching and there were no shoulds, not what you should want, not what's most productive, not what looks good on the outside. What do you want? Maybe it's to sit in silence for 5 minutes. Maybe it's going for a drive with no destination. maybe to call an old friend, maybe even to play with your kid instead of just checking one more email. It could be to just do absolutely nothing. And then this is the important part. Honor it in a small way. You don't have to blow up your life. Just one tiny step towards what you actually want. It's not selfish. You're rebuilding that connection to the part of you that knows what matters. In acceptance and commitment therapy, we call that your values, the stuff that makes your life feel like yours. And for a lot of guys, that part's been just offline for a long time. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I've gone numb. I lost touch with what I care about. I can work on that. But there's one thing. There's another cost. And this one doesn't just stay with you. It's the compounding cost. That numbness that you're feeling doesn't stay where it is. It spreads. And this next part should scare you a little, at least. Your numbness isn't private. The people that you are closest to are living inside it with you. Your kids learn what normal looks like by watching you. Your wife learns what she can expect from you. Your friends learn how deep the relationship is allowed to go. And if you're running just on that flat numbness, that becomes the ceiling for everyone around you. Not because you're a bad dad or a bad husband, but because you can't give what you don't have access to yourself. And there's one practice that changes everything. Start naming your feelings out loud to the people that matter to you. When something bothers you, hey, I'm noticing I'm actually really frustrated about this. When something matters, this is really important to me. When you're struggling, I'm having a hard time with this, and I don't really know what to do. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make a speech. Just be honest and specific. It's going to feel vulnerable at first, because it is. You're breaking a long habit of hiding. But here's what tends to happen. Your wife doesn't have to guess what's going on in your head. Your kid sees that it's okay to have feelings and to talk about them without shame. Your friendships go from surface level to actually like something real and deep. And you start living in full color again, not because you hacked your brain into only feeling good, but because you stopped trying to edit out the bad stuff. And you started making room for all of it. That's called psychological flexibility. And that's what changes lives. So that's where we are. You've been paying a price you didn't even know existed. You've lost access to all of your feelings, to yourself, to real connection. And if you don't do something about it, the people you love the most are going to pay it too. And the good news is you don't have to fix it all overnight. You just have to start relating to your inner world differently. More honesty, more willingness, more action on what matters. And you can start today. And if this hits home, do one thing, just subscribe, because I am going a lot deeper into this. How to feel without getting overwhelmed, how to reconnect with what actually matters to you, how to build a life that feels real, not just successful on paper. If you've done everything right on the outside and you're finally ready to feel something real on the inside, you're going to want to be here for what's next. So subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.